So go ahead. You want to go? Yeah, we gonna transition right into transition right into there.
All right. We're gonna talk about this right here. We're gonna talk about the co-signing of pedophilia, Greek mythology, blasphemy, and idolatry amongst these Israelite groups. Prominent, big Israelite groups, pristine Israelite groups. One of the 7 churches of Revelations, obviously.
And also, they charge you $5,000. You didn't hear about that? Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. I got the picture.
So we're gonna talk about the book of Enoch, the book of Jubilees, and the book of Jasher. Who in here is familiar with these books? By a show of hands. What do y'all know about these books? You guys know the type of things that are being written in here? Talking about his holy inspiration? That's the first thing. That's the first thing we're going into.
For calling our forefather Isaac the it clown. Okay.
Our forefather Isaac, who was an incarnation of Christ, if you can receive it. They're basically calling Christ a pedophile. If you believe and subscribe to the book of Jasher, Enoch, or Jubilees. All right, so we're gonna read some of these. Sergeant, I'm gonna have you pull some of the Bible precepts, and I'm gonna read out of here. This first one is the book of Jasher, chapter 24, verse 39 and 40. It says, "And they all blessed the Lord who brought this thing about, and they gave him Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, for a wife for Isaac. And the young woman was a very comely in appearance."
Wait a minute. So now not only is it getting ready to call our forefather Isaac a pedophile, the author of this book is a damn pedophile. Because he's talking about how beautiful and fine this little girl is. Go ahead.
It says, and she was very comely in appearance, and Rebekah was 10 years old in those days.
So now, this is Jasher, correct?
Con.
Konosh. The book of Jasher. Right? So now, you are telling me that you believe in a book, and you believe that a book is inspired by God, that said that your grandfather had sex with a 10-year-old girl. Now watch, Genesis 24 and 67. Watch this.
You got it, Sergeant?
Let's deal with this real quick, because now, mind you, it says that he got with her at 10 years old. Now, you know what Muslims do when what's her name? The little girl that Muhammad had. She was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Right? That was Aisha or something like that.
Yeah.
Aaliyah. I don't know.
Because what they'll say is he just put her on ice.
He put her on ice until she got older. He took her as a wife, but he never had sex with her until older.
Right.
You can't do that here. That's what a nigga might try to. You can't do it here. I'm gonna show you why. Read that.
Con. Book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 67.
Uh-huh.
And Isaac brought her into his mother.
You know what? We're gonna have to start up. Let's start at 62. Start at 63.
Con.
This is why you can't do that here. Okay, you believe in Jasher, you believe that your forefather is a straight pedophile. Go ahead.
Verse 63. And Isaac went out to meditate. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide.
Mm-hmm.
And he lifted up his eyes.
So he looks up. What do he see? Read.
And saw, and behold, the camels were coming.
So he's seen all these camels, right? Read on.
And Rebekah lifted up her eyes.
So here Rebekah is. This is his wife. Oh, this is
on contact.
Hold on. This is a 10-year-old now. Or allegedly. They look into each other's eyes now. Go ahead. He said on contact. Go ahead.
And when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel.
She hopped off the camel when she seen her man. Right? Go ahead. This is a 10-year-old now, allegedly. Go ahead.
For she had said unto the servant, what man is this that walketh in
She
the
said,
field.
this is a fine man. She liked it, Isaac, when she
10
said,
years,
she
sticking in
10 years old. She hopped off that camel like, who is this nigga here, right?
She knew she wanted.
Rebecca, a little fast-ass girl, apparently.
I ain't never seen a virgin who was that ready.
Yeah.
That ready. Like, I don't care. I'm going for the horse. The hung horse. Yeah.
Go ahead.
For she had said unto the servant, what man is this that walketh in the field to meet us?
Uh-huh.
And the servant had said, it is my master.
Uh-huh, go ahead.
Therefore she took a veil.
Because she knew this is supposed to be her man now. Or is it your master? Well, that's going to be my master. So what did she do? She took a veil. Why? Because this is what a virgin got to get unveiled. Right? Read on.
And covered herself.
Uh-huh.
And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent.
So what did he do? This is all on the same night.
Contact, all on contact. So you can't say he put her, the point is you can't say he put her on ice from 10 and let her sit till 17. The Bible says, which is supersedes all these other books, that on contact they got it in.
Watch. She did it all in one night.
And
He
Isaac
took that veil off that woman. Go ahead.
And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
And she became his wife, meaning they had sex. He went into that tent and they had sex. That's what happened. You mean to tell me he was moved to have sex with a 10-year-old girl on the first night? That would make him a sicko. All right. What were some of the arguments that we heard to defend this out?
It was before the law. That's pretty much the best thing that he had.
There's a law that's before that. Well, number one, it's law or not, you're saying that you got a forefather that's a pedophile. It don't matter law or not. It don't matter whether that's forbidden by law or not. That's weird.
There's nothing in the
To have sex with 10-year-olds.
There's nothing in the 1611 that I'm ashamed of. But if I'm going through this Jasher, Enoch, and Jubilees, I'm ashamed of. I can't bite these bullets in here.
That's crazy.
You guys talk all this shit about GMS being rapists. I'm just going to say it. You guys believing in the book of Jasher.
You think it's okay to have sex with it?
You have no right to condemn Great Millstone.
That's
period.
Right. That's right.
The likes of honor and humility. That's why y'all be bugging out with these weird ass doctrines.
That's right.
It's all in here. This is where y'all getting most of your doctrines from. The mermaids, the fallen angels, the half-mans and half-beasts, the Moses having eyes like Cyclops, or Noah having eyes like Cyclops.
And Noah was a white man, too.
Noah being a white man. We're going to get into a few of these. Anything else on that?
No, that's it. Also, didn't they say something? There was another... Oh, he tried to say they lived longer at that time?
Oh, yeah. He said, well, you got to understand, 10 years old, she would have been like 30 years old. Because they lived longer.
First off, you know how dumb that... If we live longer, that means our developmental stages are slower and extended. So 10 years old would have been like a damn 5-year-old. But guess what? They didn't live longer during that time. That was after the flood and whatnot. So they weren't actually living longer. That's stupid as hell. Okay, that's a Negro that went out of his way to try to justify evil. All right? Woe unto you if you don't repent from doing that.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna call Isaac no damn pedophile. That's disgusting, man. Go ahead.
Right, Con. So the next thing is we're just going to disqualify these. So you brothers know if you come in, y'all better not be dealing with these books. You'll mess around and end up bugged out and leave the truth. And you'll be out of here. Right. No one will ever talk to you again.
That's right.
Not in this school.
That's right.
And if you come across people who believe in this, then you know how to cut them with it. So you got to remember.
And we got to try to save brothers and sisters from this. Because a lot of people will wake up to the truth through a group called the Gathering of Christ Church.
GOCC.
Right? Now, they're not the only group that believes in this, but of all the main Israelite groups, they're the only ones that really believe in it.
They're the introductory Israelite group.
Yeah, they're an introductory group. So a lot of people will get all caught up on these books because they came in through them, even if they end up leaving. So it's very important that we make sure we show people, number one, listen, they say your daddy is a pedophile. You're going to stand on this or what?
Yeah.
If that's the case, then never speak against pedophilia again.
Because when we encountered a Kemet, like when we had that old debate with the Kemet dude, the contractor, we had the big old loud, and we told him, look,
they deal with 11-year-old girls.
You have to stand on everything that's in that Book of the Dead.
Yeah, you got to stand on this.
So if you believe in this, you got to stand on everything that's
right. All of the books. Go ahead.
Tom. The older cat I seen that they said, I think it was the government of 69.
Yes, they said that. Well, those guys actually believe that. Here's the reason why. Who knows why people believe that? They saying that when a woman starts a menstruation is when she becomes a woman, or when a girl starts a menstruation, she becomes a woman. That's a lie. All right, I'll prove it. What's your menstrual cycle? What is that a part of? It's a part of a larger thing that happens. What is that called? Puberty, right? That's a part of puberty. Is that the beginning of puberty? No. Is that the end of it? Not quite. When a girl gets her period, does she get wider hips instantly? Does her hips reach its maturity? Do her breasts reach their maturity? Of course not, right? When it says, because the whole thing is flower. That's the key word there in the Bible, flower. When you read in the law, it says, if you lay with a woman and you get her flowers on you, meaning she's on her period, you're unclean. That's what that means, right? So people took that saying flower there and then go to flower of her age, make that mean the same thing. But the flower of a woman's age is when she is blossomed. If you look at a woman's life as a flower, it's when she is fully blossomed. Just because she started her period at, let's say, 12 years old, that doesn't mean she fully blossomed. Moreover, in ancient times, girls were not getting their period at 12 years old. Just 100 years ago, girls were getting their period at 17. That was 100 years ago. Well, that's what I said. Girls have it now. They have it now because of the food that they eat, because of all the hormones that are in the food. 100 years ago, girls was getting their period at 17 years old. I did a whole video on it. There's a whole scientific article about why in the last 100 years, periods are happening a whole lot faster. So imagine what was happening 2,000 years ago, 3,000, 4,000 years ago when girls was getting their period. Not at 11 and 12 years old. That's impossible.
Just to bring back to what you're talking about, Muhammad, that's with these, they'll say that he married her at 6 and waited for she had a period at 9. I slept right there. I swear, that's what the Muslim will tell you. You bring it up there and say, well, she had a period, she was a woman. You was 9 years old.
First off, let's say I knew girls who were 9 years old and had their period going to school. For a grown man to have sex with them, he would be sick as hell. That's a little kid. That's disgusting. You see, that's what it boils down to, right? So any Negro that's trying to back that is sick as hell. But go ahead.
All right, we're gonna move to the next one. I'm gonna read. This is still in the book of Jasher, chapter 81. You know the story about us coming out of Exodus, the Exodus coming out of Egypt, and we went into the Red Sea. What happened? When we was walking through the Red Sea, what happened? It split, and we went through, and then what happened? On who? On the Egyptians? How many of the Egyptians died? Huh? Not how many, the number.
He just said, he said whoever ran down there.
That's great. That's great. So I'm gonna read this.
Right answer.
We like I said, I grew up in the church. We did some Sunday school. We did some sermons, and I never heard of this. All right. Book of Jasher, chapter 81, verse 40. It says, and when the children of Israel had entered the sea, the Egyptians came after them, and the waters of the sea resumed upon them, and they all sank in the water, and not one man was left excepting Pharaoh.
And now watch this. Do you know that the Egyptians, you know when you hit these Kemetic dudes with the fact that Pharaoh that was supposed to be reigning over us, that his body is, they built a tomb for him that ain't got a body in it? You know why ain't no body in it? Because he's at the bottom of the ocean. He died. Archaeology, the history is cutting this book.
It says, Watch this. Who gave thanks to the Lord and believed in him.
Now there's an Egyptian that believe in Yahweh, man.
Right.
But chase Israelites.
It says, therefore the Lord did not cause him to perish at that time with the Egyptians. Now let's see what the Bible says. Just read both of them in any order.
Book of Psalms, chapter 106, verse 11. It says, "And the waters covered their enemies."
Who wrote that song? Do it say? Real quick, I want to see if that's David. David is a liar.
Yeah.
Or it's ASAP or whatever psalmist it was.
Psalms 106 is, it doesn't say.
Okay. Well, somebody who was inspired by God is a liar. Go ahead, Salakia. Go ahead, Cap.
My bad, I was trying to just see what the first few verses if it said anything. Yeah, Psalms 106 and 11. "And the waters covered their enemies, and there was not one of them left."
And there was not one of them left. There wasn't a pharaoh left. There wasn't any Egyptian chariot, any horses. Their whole host was done. Read the next one.
Psalms 136, verse 15. It says, "But overthrew Pharaoh and his host."
But overthrew Pharaoh and his host. So destroyed Pharaoh and his army. So what the hell is Jasher talking about? This is just some heathen devil who wanted to make a bunch of money off these simple-minded Negroes who love these so-called pseudo-deep and philosophical books out there. That's why the scriptures say ever learning but never coming to the truth.
Right.
Yeah, but they'll spend their time teaching out of this or going off and talking about all the mysteries that's in there, but don't know what's going on in the actual Bible.
Come on.
And that's what I just told Deacon. Scripture says, "As watchmen are blind, dumb dogs, which cannot bark." I mean, they can't even give warning to the people that they need to be speaking to. That's not going to get us anywhere.
Right.
That's going to further us into the state.
Yeah, I'd love to hear some rebuttal from GOCC or Honor and Humility about this.
He said, Timothy and Jabari.
Oh, yeah.
Him, that's he's right there. And,
You're talking about the Chromatic Priest.
yeah.
Right. Bring it out.
I'm a priest.
Priest.
That's like I was gonna say. That's why the back of the book of Joshua says these passages have puzzled Bible students and scholars.
Right.
Which all this is called. Matter of fact, let me see this book.
Improper.
Let me see the book real quick. Hold on, let me see something.
You're going to tell them about the improper propaganda. That's
It says it.
What you got? Bring it out. What my little
It's, Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. "And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end. And but study is a weariness of the flesh."
Yeah, you got the book of Eve, the book of Adam, the book of the Gospel of Matthew.
6th and 7th book of Moses.
It's just ridiculous. We deal with the 1611 King James Bible, 70 books, and that's what the 80 books are like.
Okay, so here's what you have to do. Okay, number one, go when you get these books, you go right into the beginning. Okay, as it's going to tell you, Enoch is derived from the R.H. Charles translation of the Book of Enoch, reprinted and published under that name in 1917 with reworked verse and numbers. So as it's telling you, a white man wrote this in 1917. Jubilees is derived from R.H. Charles' translation of the Book of Jubilees, or the Little Genesis, reprinted and published under that name in 1917. All right, again, in 1917. Jasher is derived from the text of the Book of Jasher, published by J.H. Perry and Company in 1887. The translator of the text is unknown to the editor. These two white men made all of these books up, and you believe them.
And they're wax rich.
And and that's why they're called. All these books are called pseudo-apocrypha. What does pseudo mean? So all these books are fake, and you believe it. Some white man made it up.
All right, sorry.